Hello, everyone. In this video, we want to discuss a very important topic. We want to talk about American men dating Ukrainian women. And we have 15 years of practical experience in introducing singles, and we specify it introducing international singles. So the majority of our male clients are English-speaking males, and ladies we represent, they also speak English, but they have Ukrainian background. And very often we hear from our clients from United States, especially from United States, that in United States, it is different. So in United States, you don't bring flowers to the first date. Or for example, you don't need to court a lady, or we should split the bill. Or for example, I have paid on the first date, so she should pay for drinks on the second date. For example, in States, I date women who are 20 years younger, and it's not a problem for me to attract a much younger, very attractive woman. Or for example, I date only women who look like supermodels, like his age, but supermodels. So if I go to Europe to date someone, she has to be like Megan Fox and Angelina Jolie's child, a combination of their genes. So, Katerina, our executive director at Diolli.com, can you tell me more your thoughts on this subject? Because just like me, you talk to many clients, male clients, that get feedback after the dates, hear what ladies say after the dates, and again, we have been doing it for like over a decade, for a decade and a half already.
Hello, everyone. It's a very interesting topic, and I'm sure that it will be very interesting for our viewers, subscribers, everyone who watch this video. So really, it's true that from time to time we hear it after the dates, after our clients start communication with each other, that yes, in the US it works another way, or in the US it is like that or like this. Yes, we face with it, and first of all, we want to remind you the fact that international dating is not for everyone. We always say to our clients, to our subscribers, when we make videos, in our articles, podcasts, every time we remind it. So it's not for everyone, and you should be sure that you want to try it. There are some differences and features that represent international relationships in general, and of course international matchmaking, and it's important to understand those differences. First of all, if we are talking about the exact person, then in every culture it will be a person who represents his or her own experience. So experience that is based on years of communication with people, of building the relationship, of dating, of different experiences. So of course this person, we face in life with different people, and it depends not only on people whom we meet, but on our behavior too.
I will ask you a direct question. For example, if a man is telling to a woman that, you know what, I don't know if I'm going to like you and if we are going to end up together, so let's split the bill on the first date. It will be a huge turn off both for a Ukrainian woman and for American woman. Because I go to States twice per year, like we are members of 2 American matchmaking alliances, and there is a matchmaking institute, conferences, and gatherings for matchmakers, mostly Americans. Like the last one I went was in San Francisco, and I think there were 2 people from Europe, like us, me from Germany/Ukraine, and a company from UK, but they have an office in New York, and the rest were Americans. And we talk about our clients, we talk about their dating experience, and all women hate it when on the first date a man suggests to split the bill. Yes, there is a difference. Like you have mentioned, women can be different based on their backgrounds, and emancipation is different in States and in Western and Eastern Europe. So Europe and States, cultures are different. But again, to tell that in America I can do that and in Europe I can't do that, you're single because you have been doing that in the States. For example, telling a woman that you should wear this, or you should lose weight, gain weight, cut your hair, it's rude. You can't just use it as an excuse that, oh, I'm just an American and this is why I'm going to be very direct.
Yes, I agree with you. And first of all, if you are traveling somewhere, especially if you want to meet a person who represents another culture, it's always a good idea to learn something about that culture, because it's not out of a sudden you have decided to meet someone who is from who lives in another city, city, country, or maybe now is relocated somewhere. You have made this choice. It's your decision, and of course, it would be great to learn something about the culture which the person whom you're communicating to represents. So it's very important to do that. So if something works in your country, but you have decided to meet someone internationally, you can assume that things can go differently in another culture, in another country. So of course it would be nice to learn and to understand how it works actually in another country. Of course, when we are speaking about our clients, they have a huge benefit of hiring a professional matchmaking agency, because they have the team of matchmaker, manager, psychologists who will give the right recommendations, how to behave, what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say. So they always have this.
You will have to change everything. Like when you say like what to do and what not to do, I can already imagine some men rolling their eyes and telling that I don't need those advice. I have been dating women, and usually these are the men who tell so that I don't need any advice, who fall for the first mistakes ever. Like for example, telling a woman that, you know what, if we get married in United States, because I'm American, and if we get a divorce, you will take half of my income. So I don't think I should marry. Maybe I should live like with a woman. And maybe after we have kids and kids start asking questions, maybe then we will get married. Of course, it is a huge turn off for a woman. For American, and especially for a woman from Eastern Europe, who are like marriage oriented, and for whom like living with a man before marriage, in the majority of families, it will be still a gray zone, like a gray area. Not all families will approve. Of course, women are getting more modern and families are getting more modern, but again, living together prior to marriage, regardless if she's in her 30s or 40s, some people can find it rude and offensive, such suggestions. So, and to tell that in the United States, everybody does so, maybe you're single because you had this mindset, and you were sharing it with women, American women, or with women in Europe on your dates. So this is one of the reasons.
I would say that in general, when you decide to meet someone new in your country or somewhere, you have to be ready to respect the views of another person. So if you're looking for a lady with whom you want to build serious relationship, you have to know that she can be marriage oriented, that she is interested in building a serious relationship. And when you offer her such things, first of all, it shows that maybe you're not so interested. So first thought that will come into her mind, she will think that maybe he just doesn't want it with me. So maybe in general, he's not against of it, but maybe with me, he doesn't see a family. Or
the right reaction is a huge red flag. So she is interested in marriage. She wants to meet a man with whom she will build a relationship that will lead to marriage. She is not interested in anything casual. So for her, like the things he say, this is a huge turn off, and this is a red flag. And it is smart of a woman to step back and not to invest time and effort into this communication. Of course, when you go out on a date with someone who represents another culture, it doesn't mean that you have to leave all your beliefs and your cultural identity behind and adjust yourself completely, fully to a person you're out on a date with. It is impossible to do that. But you have to respect her, his culture as well. And if both parties try to be respectful and are really open, curious to learn more, and this is a huge difference that we see among our clients. For them, learning about new cultures, new traditions, it's a huge plus, it's a huge appeal. This is why they choose international dating. So they want to learn more. They are they are eager to learn more, and they have fun about it. Sometimes men claim that this is just a cultural difference, but really it is just the difference between male and female mindset. So he believes that all women in the States are bad because they are not choosing him back. Let's start from the very beginning. Why they are not choosing you back? Yes, there can be a situation like we represent this gentleman right now. He is 30, but he has worked in so many countries. He worked in Brazil, in Germany. He is well-traveled and he works in IT. He is very cosmopolitan and open-minded. And for him to date women in his city where he is currently located and working in the state, he said that the majority of women he went out with, they have never left their state. So they have very little in common. They are nice women, but their lifestyles, their aspirations, their dreams, they're just so different. And he has traveled around the whole Europe. So he just can't connect. So when he's dating women in Europe, for example, we have introduced him to a lady and she has studied in Poland, then in Prague, Czech Republic, then she moved to another country. So she has been all over Europe. She speaks 6 languages. And of course, they kick it off they had such a strong connection because of it, because they're on the same page. They can talk about traveling for the first 20 dates and not get bored because everything will be new and interesting and exciting. But if a man thinks that, okay, I can't get a second date with a woman, or I can't build a relationship that will last more than 10 dates with the same woman. So the problem is woman with women, not with me. I will just travel to Europe. I will bring my attitude. I will bring myself. So I won't be 10 years younger, or I won't be 10 centimeters taller, or I won't be any flirtier. So same you, but in another country with the same approach, same attitude, and you will make same mistakes. If you believe that you will get different results, it's not going to happen.
Yes, I agree with you. And really, when you go everywhere, you're taking yourself with you. And in general, it's very great to stay open-minded. Any relationship, any communication you start in your life, you have to accept like new experience, and it's always a great idea to stay open-minded, actually to hear what another person is telling you, because very often people tell us what they want from us, what they think about us. We just have to hear it. We just have to have this desire to hear what another person is telling, and of course a desire to be heard, because we can say that when we faced with some misunderstandings, when our couples communicate with each other, most of them they should be resolved much earlier if people actually hear each other or ask each other questions. What is happening? Why are you thinking like that? Why did you say that? What do you want to do with it? So
I want to make sure I understand you correctly. This is the great question, especially when, for example, he is from Sweden, she is from Ukraine, but lives in Poland, and they communicate in English. So people who are in such international relationship, truly international, mixed cultures, they usually invest more effort to make sure their partner understands them. So they use sometimes simpler words or other examples, or they simply ask, like, I have a feeling I haven't understood you for 100%. Can you paraphrase that? And people have fun around this because very often people who speak just one language and they date people who speak just one language, they don't bother to actually listen. And they fall for assuming things. So they assume.
And it's a huge problem in all cultures. If you go to and build relationship. If you're doing it in Ukraine or European country, the problems will be the same. People actually don't hear each other. They don't try to hear each other. So once you start hear the person in front of you, and also to hear people who give you the right recommendations when you want to build a relationship. So, for example, if you hire a professionalist, if you hire, for example, a matchmaking agency, they usually give you the right recommendations. So you have a huge bonus to have this third party in your communication who will always give you the right recommendation, right advice, who will explain to you those cultural differences. The only thing you should do is to ask and to hear. So not only to ask a question just to put it like a mark that you have asked it, but actually to hear the answer that you get. It's very easy. To be honest, communication between people is easy when you hear another person and when you communicate and give the answers from your side. It can be very easy and interesting. So when you are saying that in the US it is not like that, or we do it differently, or I have already got used to do it my way, but you're not there. If you decide to choose international relationship, then you should be open to learn something new about other people, and of course to be open to share your cultural differences. It's absolutely fine that people who live on different continents in different countries, they have some differences, and you can turn it into an interesting journey to open up to another person, or to try to get to understand another culture. It can be very interesting, but once you try to take it as a challenge, that, oh no, in my country it usually goes another way, we usually say another thing, we behave differently, then there will be a question, then why you're not dating in your country?
Well,
And
if you date an American woman, yes, flowers on the first date. I have listened to several dating bloggers and coaches, male and female, and they advise not to bring flowers for the first date because in their opinion, like first date, the majority of people meet on Tinder or any other dating app, and they try to see if the person looks like the pictures. So the first date, it's more like you're checking if a person lied about something, if she has showed up, and it would be said, show up on a date with flowers and there is no woman. And I can tell that in Eastern Europe, there is also this trend of people meet on Tinder and they go for the first date to grab a coffee. It would be, yes, probably strange to bring flowers. So flowers are shifted to the second date. And the second date, men do bring flowers. But again, on the other hand, if, for example, you have met through friends, or, for example, you have met offline, so you saw her at the yoga class and you have been smiling to each other for a few weeks, and then you have finally asked her out. Here, if she is Slavic, if she is from Eastern Europe, if you ask her out on a date, flowers would be expected. Even women who live in States for years. I can tell you that every time I fly to New York, and we have a family in New York and in San Francisco, and their Jewish Ukrainian friends who have moved to New York maybe 35 years ago, like their parents moved to New York. Guys, when they meet us in the airport, they bring flowers because I'm traveling too, and it's always such a treat when I land in New York, and they are relatives and friends on my husband's side, and they meet us with flowers because the woman is coming, and I'm not a girlfriend. I am a wife of their cousin or their friend, but they are meeting me with flowers. So such traditions, it doesn't matter if the lady lives for 20 years in States, or, for example, she lived there for 1 year. They are imprinted. My colleague from States, she was coaching a woman who's Ukrainian, and she lives in States for 20 plus years. She's a doctor, and she tried to match her with men. So she was a paying female client, and it was not working. And then my colleague, she saw my videos on Facebook, and she has started watching them. And she talked to her guy that he should bring flowers. and he brought flowers, and they had a second date. And of course, you can tell right now that it is superficial to dismiss guys if they're not bringing flowers. No, it's a combination of factors. It's part of the tradition, you know, like Christmas mood. When you decide to put a Christmas tree, then you start decorating it, then you start decorating your house, then you start buying gifts, wrapping gifts, and you create Christmas mood. So it all starts with the first step. Same on the date. You open the door for her, or for example, you're the first to ask her out, you compliment her, or you give her flowers. So little moments. She smiles, she compliments you, she knows how to accept those flowers, how to say thank you in a way that you will think that you are the best guy in the world and you have just you have killed a dragon, like literally. So it's all the combination of small things. One thing that I wanted to discuss with you, Katerina, I'm sure you have noticed it, that many guys from the United States, they believe that everything is so much better in the States, and everybody wants to date an American, and everybody wants to move and live to United States, especially Ukrainian women. So I think this attitude, it very often plays... it's very often a disadvantage for a man, because he believes that his value is so high and he shouldn't be doing anything to get attention of a woman, because, hey, I'm American, I have an American passport, so everybody will be willing to date me. And now there is this line of hot European women who are like much younger, as model looks, I will make the picking. So that's his attitude. And of course, with this attitude, when he goes out on a date, women don't want to date them.
Yes, it happens, and I don't know why, but usually it happens exactly with American guys. So other people,
never with people from France or from Germany, because even though like French people, they're so proud to be French. And if you want to please a French person, start praising France, that French cheese or French wine is the best. Like I live in Germany, and Germans love everything made in Germany. So they are obsessed with everything made in Germany. And if a foreigner speaks German language, not English, you will also earn like lots of points in the eyes of a German person. But again, from our German clients, I have never heard that, oh, she should date me because I am German. No.
It's great to be patriot, but you shouldn't forget that the person in front of you will be the patriot of your country. So when you're saying that everybody wants to move to the US and to have this American dream and to live there, to win this green card or to get married to American, you forget that maybe it's just your view of the situation, that maybe in real life everything is not like you think. So you have to be again open-minded and to discuss it with other people. So what do you think about my country? Do you really want to move there? You have to share the pluses of your country too, because when you subconsciously think that everybody wants to move to America, you forget that people mostly they don't know too much about your country, and you represent your country, and you have to explain it in a nice way what is so good in the US, why people should visit it or move there or want to go there. Because really with people who represent other countries, usually it never happens. So really Germans, they don't think that everybody wants to move to German, or I don't know, Polish people, they don't think that everybody wants to move to Poland. So it happens really with the American guys. Maybe they leave.
In Europe, it's vice versa now, because many Germans will tell you that, Germany is not like 20 years ago, we should move to Switzerland. People in Switzerland will tell you that, oh, it's not like 20 years ago, we should move to France. We should move to Portugal because there is ocean, we know Verde. So in Europe, you will hear all of these opinions because there are no borders and people travel freely. And I hear it all the time. We have friends, German friends who live in Poland, and they all the time tell that, oh, Germany is not the same. We don't understand how you live there. Like Poland is so much more developed, like it's a new economy, it's building up. Then, for example, we have friends who are Germans but who live in Switzerland, and they will speak about Switzerland. And then you will meet people who have moved to Germany from other countries, and they will praise Germany. But never have I actually heard from clients. I can't remember a situation when a man would tell that she should date me because I'm an Australian. And we have clients from Australia and from New Zealand from time to time. For example, I'm such a catch because I'm Japanese. I come from Japan. And we have represented many clients from Japan. No, so people are proud of their countries. So they can talk about their culture, or they can share the best features. But never have I heard that a girl should choose me because I represent this culture. No.
Yes, usually it never happens like that. And of course, American guys, they should court a lady as well as guys who come from any countries or who live in other countries.
Because how it works, at first you have to get her attention. Then you have to get on the first date, you have to create mutual interest. Then you get the second date, third date, 10 dates in, you start discussing if this acquaintance is moving to the stage of relationship. Then you build a relationship. And once you have built a relationship, you're exclusively a boyfriend and girlfriend. And for example, you start talking about engagement and the future. This is the moment when you start discussing, where are we going to live? Are you going to relocate to States? In our case, when we introduce our clients to women, we already introduce them to women who are flexible. So she is open to relocate for the right guy, not on the first date, but once she have a relationship. Because why should she relocate? Because she's engaged to a fantastic guy and he can't leave, for example, Austin, Texas, because his business is there. And she's flexible because she works from home. Then it is one thing. And another is she has met a guy whose name is Bob. And Bob, after 2 dates, thinks that she is hot enough. So, babe, do you want to live in America? And of course, it's a huge turn off. No, I like my life in Prague. It's a beautiful city. And I have my friends here. I have my life here, my favorite gym, like everything. And then Bob is like, why have you introduced me to her? She doesn't want to relocate. You had 2 dates. She's hardly your girlfriend yet. Maybe she's still using Tinder, or maybe she has a date planned with some other guy she has met on the coffee shop. 5 dates in, this is, I would say, the line where you can start discussing if you're seeing other people, if you should continue seeing just each other. I'm not talking right now about intimacy, that are you sleeping with other guys? No, but seeing and meeting 5 dates in, if there is no intimacy, you are single. You can go out, you can explore. So I would say that one of the biggest issues that we face with Americans are they rely too much on the fact that he's from United States. So he believes that his so-called value on the love market is so high and everybody wants to date him. In reality, it is not so. And when a woman goes out with him on a date, she looks at him and again, she tries to determine if she finds him physically attractive. If he's, for example, older, we had the situation when a lady told that the age difference was too big. But again, we represent a client, American, and he wants to date someone 15 years younger. We've told him from the very beginning that it's going to be tricky. We will find women who consider dating older men. But again, a lot will depend on you on the date, so we can't give you any guarantees. And one of the ladies, she went, they had Zoom dates. I think they had 2 Zoom dates, and after the second Zoom date, she said that I get like uncle father's vibes, so I'm not attracted at all because he's 15 years older. And the fact that he was American and from California, it didn't win her over. Everything is good with this client. We have introduced him to a lady who didn't get this father's or uncle vibes, so they continue building a relationship. But heavily relying on the fact that you are American, and this guarantees you attention of a woman, it is not so. I would say that the fact that, for example, you are well built, or you are tall, or you have nice eyes, beautiful blue eyes, it will be more beneficial than being from United States. Guys will disagree with me in the comments, but it is so.
And also everything should happen in the right moment. So nobody will move with you after 2 dates or after 3 dates. If a lady on the first or second date is telling you that, oh, I dream to move with you, I dream to meet American and live in the US, then it should be a red flag for you. So actually, it's not that she's showing the interest in you. She's showing interest in something else, but not in you. And it is actually a red flag. It's not the sign that you will be so successful among the ladies and or everyone will choose you. So you should be realistic. If a lady, she has life in her country, in her city, or somewhere now, but she has this features of normal life. So she is living there, she's working there, she has friends there. Then, of course, for her, for any person, it will be a stress to go somewhere, to relocate, to build the life from the again from the beginning. So it's not very easy for any person. That's why when a person is telling you that I dream to move with you to your country on the early stages, it should be a red flag. It's a turn off for you. It's not a sign that
It's like, I love you, and age is just a number on the date number 3, because it is not so.
Yes, so you have to know these triggers that will show you that the person in front of you is not interested exactly in you. There should be some red flags that will remind you that something is going wrong. You're not moving to serious relationship. You're moving elsewhere, but not there. It's very important to be realistic and to understand what you can give to another person, what another person can give you. And if she represents another culture, you should remember that her experience will be different, her background will be different, her habits will be different. The family where she was grown up will differ from your family. So everything, how she lived her life until the moment when you have met, everything was different, not like you did it. So you have to stay open-minded, and when you try to compare everything that you see with your country, how it is going in your country, it doesn't give you any benefits. It's just the ruin the first impression of the person. It's the ruin the possibilities to build something serious between you. Don't compare everything to your culture. Try to stay open-minded, to ask questions, and to accept the fact that somewhere life can go differently, and the
Serena,
person.
again, you also have to pay attention, how have you met those ladies? If, for
Mhm.
example, you're meeting them only on Tinder, and you live, let's say, Austin, Texas, you will meet a certain age groups of women, and usually you go for a certain type. So your experience will be very limited. It will be limited to this type of women whom you have met on Tinder. If, for example, you are meeting other type of women, older, younger, other levels of education, people who represent different cultures, you will get different experience. We have ladies, Ukrainian ladies, Slavic ladies, ladies from Kazakhstan who live in states, who, for example, went to study there years ago, and they got jobs, so they live in states. For example, who live between Europe and states and commute. So it will be another group of people who represents another mix of cultures. So to say that I know Ukrainian women because you had a girlfriend in college, or because at your office there is a woman who left Kiev in 1989, and you believe that you know the culture, it's not so, because our level of education, our families, backgrounds, our religion, and in Ukraine we have Catholic or Orthodox Christians, we have Jewish people, we have Muslims, lots of types of Muslims. So you can't say that you know like everyone. So our family, our beliefs, our level of education, circle of friends, our professional experience, all this will have a huge influence on our dating life as well, because we will have different values, different understanding about gender roles in the family, different perception what is love. So it's going to be different. As a
Even
conclusion, Katerina, which dating tip can you give to our American viewers or our potential clients who are watching this video from the States and who consider dating someone from Europe? If you could have given them just one tip, what would it be?
I would say that it will be the tip, stay open-minded. So be open to accept other people, other cultures, other habits, other backgrounds. Once you don't put yourself into the strict limits, how it should be or how it is happening in your country, once you widen your limits, you will understand that world is so different, that people who live in another countries are really different, but it's not a challenge. It's a huge opportunity to open this world for yourself. It's exactly when we are talking about people who never moved anywhere from their city, for example, and now they start traveling, they open the whole world for themselves. How it should be the bad experience. It never will be a bad experience. It always will be interesting. You will get so many impressions. It will change you too. So even if you compare yourself, for example, 10 years younger, 20 years younger, you will see how you change. When you start traveling, when you start meeting people who represent other cultures, it will change you even more. So not only people are changing, you are changing too when you travel, especially when you start build international relationship. Believe me, you will start to change too. And these changes, it depends on you how they will go and what type of changes you will get. So once you stay open-minded, you are not limited with your own borders that you put into your head. First of all, you will see how world is interesting and how things can go differently in another cultures, in another cities. So when you meet other people, you will learn always something new and accept those differences. It will make your life only more interesting, but not more difficult or worse for sure.
I agree with you, and I want to add my tip. It will be like continuation of your tip, that you shouldn't forget that whenever you go, to which country you go, you bring yourself with you, with all your previous experiences, with all your insecurities, very often with all your false perceptions about romance, love, and women. So if it is not working, for example, in States, and you decide to go to date in Europe, unless you understand what was going wrong on the dates in States, because it can't be that all women are bad and you're a fantastic man and they just don't like you, or there is a conspiracy, secret conspiracy not to date you among all American women. No, it is not so. So you have to work on your attitude very often. Yes, expand your borders. And international dating can be so much more fun and romantic if you do it right. And of course, if you see that there is a problem, you are dating women, but women don't date you back, or they don't choose you, or you can't, you are getting first dates, but you're not getting second dates, or you can't push this acquaintance past like the date number 5 or 6, you can always request a consultation with a matchmaker, myself and Katerina at Diolli.com. So you can fill in the form at our website, or you can email us. There are links below this video, and we will talk to you about your dating strategy, why it is not working. We will find a pattern, because usually there is a pattern. People repeat the same dating mistakes all over and over again. And we will help you determine if international dating is something you should try. If you should actually meet a Ukrainian woman or a Slavic woman who is located in the States or in Europe, if it is something you should consider, because like we have told you, it's not for everyone. And right now is the moment to press like to this video, especially if you have managed to watch it till the very end. And also to write a comment if you agree, disagree with us, maybe you have questions. Also, please consider to becoming a sponsor, and you will get access to additional videos that we film usually with Katerina, or sometimes I film them, and they are available only for our sponsors. And of course, subscribe, because we talk about love, we talk about international dating here, and we share lots of dating stories. My name is Svetlana Mucha. I'm the founder and the leading matchmaker at Diolli.com. I published author, I write books about love in Russian and Ukrainian language for now. Hopefully I will translate them into English or write something new in English for our English-speaking audience. And with me, I have Katerina Romanenko, beautiful executive director of Diolli.com. Diolli.com is a premium boutique matchmaking service founded in 2008 in Kharkov, Ukraine. And since that time, we have evolved. Not only we have survived all the lockdowns and we're spreading lots of love and creating couples during the lockdown, but also we have moved our business from Ukraine to Europe, and we have managed to accumulate the base of Russian Ukrainian speaking women in Europe and States. And I don't think that there is a company who does it our way.
I totally agree with you. So you have a great opportunity not only to watch to our videos, but to leave and to request the form on our site, to get the consultation with the matchmaker, and of course to start your own matchmaking process and to meet someone special in your life and to change it totally.
We wish you lots of love, and we will see you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.